Our next guest watches all of these companies very closely, and his top pick in the AI race is Alphabet. Joining us now is Michael Nathanson, MoffettNathanson's founding partner and senior research analyst. Michael, are you excited for the new iPod Shuffle you can wear around your neck and do? I don't know.
Totally. I have one in my drawer here from 10 years ago. I'm going to try it out again. Yeah. So I'm psyched about it.
Do you think a new physical form factor is going to be an important part of the AI race? Because I don't find that I need one per se. I just enjoy using the apps on my phone and desktop.
Kelly, I've learned never say never, right? That's kind of my first rule. But, the consumer need just isn't there right now. We'll see if they blow us out of the water with a great product. Who knows? But you have pretty big moats around Apple's business today, around Google's business, Amazon's business. So it's hard for a company like, OpenAI to break into the device space right now. It really is.
It is. And so look, OpenAI is not yet publicly traded. So let's talk about the names that are Apple, which has now kind of suffered, you could call it this loss of talent, or we are certainly reading about its internal struggles over what to do about AI. You have them on the one hand. Maybe this is an opportunity if they figure it out. Alphabet, which is your favorite player in the space. Meta, yesterday we were saying maybe they now are caught a little bit flat-footed by some of these developments. Where do you kind of look to as the big winner of what we've learned this week so far, at least?
Right. So to be fair, we have a buy in Meta, but it's bounced back so much post the tariff sell-off that the value is at Alphabet. But we had a conference last week, and Craig and I spent a lot of time thinking about the next 5 years and laying out a vision. And my biggest fear is that this was an industry where everyone stayed in their own lane. Right? There was competition. They all kind of had détente, and everyone had their own large niche or large market to go fish in, right? So the worry I have is that, Amazon with Anthropic, as you mentioned, they're moving greater and greater into advertising. You have Alphabet moving into glasses, OpenAI into search, Meta into devices as well.
True.
And it just feels to us, and Apple is a huge question mark here, that the road ahead is not as easy as it was, right? So our feeling is, you really have to look at the moats. How high is the competitive barriers here to entry? And I think we're at a point now where basically you have to look past all these flashy announcements and really get to the heart of, how much impact.
Are they overpaying?
Are they over? Basically, it's funny. We've covered telecom and media for a long time. What scares me is that this is an arms race. And to your point about overpaying, I don't know the answer, but I know that everyone's paying right now. And it feels like in industries where everyone is paying or investing, the returns go down, right? That's my simple answer, Brian. But that's how it's been in telecom or media or streaming. When too many people are chasing a dream, usually the returns are not that attractive, right?
Yeah, so I'm thinking to myself, I feel like, and I know Kelly's a student of history as well. We're in the 1880s with railroads. There were like hundreds of railroads in America. There were hundreds of car companies in 1910 and 1920. There were hundreds of radio companies in the U.S. in the 20s and 30s. Ultimately, some of them buy each other, some of them go bust, some of them go away. We end up with 3 or 4 dominant players. We don't have 100 AI companies, but we're not far off. Who ultimately, Michael, comes out? Who wins? In 10 years, who's left?
Okay, so you have to put OpenAI into that mix, clearly. I think scale still is going to matter here. The returns may not be as great going forward, but it's hard for me to imagine Alphabet being knocked off from where they are. Apple will, of the names, Apple's one we have a sell on, and we worry about Apple's moat and whether or not they've moved too slowly on AI investment, right? So in our hierarchy, we think Amazon will be strong. Microsoft, we don't cover that. That feels fine to us. But there's going to be lower returns in Apple's business. And we'll see how well Alphabet pivots, right, from here with search being under pressure. So it feels to us that you still have the scale players winning with OpenAI in there, but the growth rates and the margins will not be as high in the near term as we just have exited that period. We had a great 5-year run with all these names. It can't be as good going the next couple of years going forward.